Ladies and gentlemen, what's poppin'? It's your boy Sim, and I'm with my man Tony Crow on the front stoop. Tony, what's poppin' with you, man? It's been a minute, but we're here. You know what I mean? What's going on with you, brother? How you feeling?
Good morning, Sim. I'm glad to be back on the stoop. It's been a minute, like you said, but let's uh let's say it again. We're gonna be more consistent.
Yeah. Be more consistent. Um, and down at the bottom it says Grammys to celebrate 50 years of hip hop. We're gonna get back to that, ladies and gentlemen. Really, we want to talk about the Miami police unveiling a Black History Month police car. That's what we really came to talk about. You know what I mean? I don't know, Tony. What's your thoughts on? And this isn't even the only one. I think it happened a couple of years ago. Somebody else, I forgot who it was, unveiled a Black History Month police car, and I think it happened in Columbus, Ohio, too. This year,
I got a lot of different thoughts about it. Um, is it a fleet? Is it just one? Is that the car that's gonna report to the black neighborhoods?
you
You
did,
know what I
yeah.
mean? Like,
I mean, right now it looks like it's just one. I
is
don't.
it
I
just
mean,
a
what would be the
showcase?
purpose? What would be the purpose of it? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I guess I understand what they're thinking about trying to do and connecting with the black community, per se. But I don't know. I mean, how tone deaf do you have to be, to understand, the, just the climate right now between the black community and the police department? You know what I mean? It's like you got to be very, very tone deaf and not understanding, just like what's actually happening and going on right now.
And me personally, a lot of times I'd go. I think saying tone deaf is actually being generous.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Because to me, I look at it as a slap in the face, as a deliberate, shot to show that they really don't care, as opposed to uh, a gesture that was maybe not the smartest thing to do. You know what I mean? Like, this is tax dollars, by the way.
Tax
You know what I
dollars.
mean? The big debate about defunding the police, and this is the money that the police are using taxpayer dollars for, as opposed to something that could help them do their jobs better.
Right.
A training program, or something that's more beneficial. I don't get it.
Right. And like, how much did it cost to wrap that car? Right. And the same amount of money that you used to wrap that car, you could have used it for something else. You know what I'm saying? That's the I agree with you. That's the piece that I don't get. You could have used that money not for something else. If you really wanted to connect with the community, you could have
Put it
used
in the
that money.
community.
Say that again.
Put it in the community.
Exactly. Exactly. Put it in the community or use it to, uh, um, throw some kind of community event. You know what I mean? Instead, you spend, however many thousands of dollars to have it designed, and then wrap the car. You know what I mean? And you easily could have did something that really does try to bring the community and the police department together. I mean, and then on the back of everything that's happened with with the whole Nichols case and all of that, yeah, it's stupid. It's stupid to me. You know what I'm saying? I think you're muted, Tony.
Oh, I'm my bad. I was just trying to shout out. I am Jarrell in the chat, and my question to you was, you can't lose monetization from a comment, right?
I hope
Okay,
not.
you.
I hope not. I hope not. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I don't know if my I'm looking at myself on screen. I think my sound is off, but if it is, it is. You know what I'm saying? I think it's off a little bit. Does it look like that to you?
It looks good on mine.
Yeah, I'm looking at my screen. It looks like the sound is off. Hopefully, it's coming through to everybody else correctly. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I think it's just. I guess my question is: do they run it by people? Do they run like the way Walmart did the
The
Juneteenth
ice
thing
cream.
last year, the ice cream, right? Do they run these things by people to say, do you think this is a good idea? You know what I mean? And if they do, why are these people not saying, no, this is a terrible idea?
Two things. I don't think they run it by the right people, or I don't think they have the right people in those decision making positions. Um, and if they are running it by the one, two black people that are up in those offices, maybe they're scared to say no. But if you're in that position, you need to speak up because you're our representatives.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're the people that can say, nah, that ain't flying.
That ain't good. That doesn't work. Right. You're the ones that could say it. Um, I don't know. It's just crazy. You would think, and and these are city officials, right? So they have the means and the access to get in touch with people that can. I mean, they can survey the community. They can do whatever. You know what I'm saying? They have access to be able to find out these types of things. Walmart has access to be able to find out those type of things. You know what I mean? Um, it's just dumb. It's just stupid. You know what I mean? And very tone deaf as to just what's going on today and in the world today. Nobody wants to see these like JPP just said, more BS symbolism. Nobody wants to see these type of symbols. Like, put the money into something real instead of this junk. Put it into something real.
And is that car actually going to be on the road in the
That
streets? You know what I
right.
mean? Like to report on crimes?
That's what I'm
Like,
saying.
is it a showcase?
Is
You
it
know what I mean? Like
right?
where they're just outside the police department, just rotating. You know what I mean? Like, look what we do. I don't get it. Y'all could have put a flag up and you know what I mean? Put a flag up for the month. And it cost you $50, and then put that money, like you said, into a community event
Yeah.
or a PAL program. You know what I mean? Like, remember
Right.
PAL?
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly. And how does it how's it gonna look if they actually do put it out there on the street? You got a Black History Month police car,
arresting a black
arresting a
person.
black person. You know what I'm saying? Because if there's an officer driving the car, they've got to still do their job if they see something going down.
or or he's the guy driving around like, you know what? It's Black History Month. I'm gonna let you off with a warning. Like
Right.
you looking for that car to pull you
Y-
over
y- you
rather than
know,
the regular one because they might let you off with a warning.
it's
Like,
it, yeah,
what's going
it's
on,
wild,
man?
man. It's crazy. It don't make no sense. Doesn't make no sense. Just put the money if you want to build those relations, put the money into something that truly that's real and will actually help you build those relations instead of stupid stuff like this. Stupid pieces of symbolism like this. Makes no sense. It's crazy. Um, I don't even know what to say. Miami police, I think Columbus did it. There's another place that did it last year or 2 years ago. You know, um,
And that's the
it's
other
crazy.
thing because I'm sure it wasn't recepted well prior to.
It was
So
right.
you had history to even to know that maybe this ain't a good idea, which makes it even more of a slap in the face, more of a, you know what? I think this would be funny as opposed to uh really trying to make a dent in this separation between black community and police officers.
Right. Right. Like Jarrell said, imagine that car riding around Little Haiti, in Miami. Yeah, no doubt. You know,
The funny
I,
thing
I,
is I,
I
I
won't be
could imagine it, and I could imagine it being celebrated but in a mockery. You
in
you
a
know what I
mockery.
mean? Like I could
Right.
see someone wanting to do a video with the car in the video. You know what I mean?
I
Like
mean,
or something to that
I won't be
extent. But
surprised
the
if
real ones,
you, people throwing rocks at the car or something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's crazy. In other news, no hip hop news. We're not out here too long today, but hopefully, maybe we do some more morning shows like this. The Grammys going to celebrate 50 years of hip hop on Sunday, right? 50 years of hip hop. Um, and it's a crazy lineup that they're going to have. They got a crazy lineup, man. The Grammys do. Let me see if I can get this up here. They got, performances from Missy Elliott, Busta Rhymes, Lil Wayne, a lot of people that's going to be performing at the Grammys for, to celebrate hip hop's 50th year. All right. I think LL Cool J is going to be the host as well as a performer during the tribute. Questlove he is the segment's producer and musical director, right? He's also going to provide music with the Roots. Black Thought will be doing some narration on the night. Other people to perform: Big Boy, De La Soul, DJ Drama, DJ Jazzy Jeff, Future, Glorilla, Grandmaster Flash, Grandmaster Melly Mel, Scorpio slash the Ethiopian King, Ice T, Lil Baby, Lil Wayne, The Locks, Method Man, Nelly, Public Enemy, Queen Latifah, Rakim, Run DMC, Salt and Pepper, and Spinderella, Scarface, Swiss Beats, Too Short. You know what I mean? A lot of people's gonna be out there performing. What's your thoughts on that, man?
I heard Khaled is supposed to be bringing Jay Z out for God Did performance.
Okay.
I don't know how true that is, but that would be dope. Um, Especially a lot of people that Jay Z included who have kind of boycotted or shunned the Grammys in the past are stepping out for this one.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I would like to see, I don't know from the names you listed, I feel like some of the pioneers have been left off where maybe you got to deep back a little a little deeper into the history and bring in some of the founders, the few that are still out here still, and get them out there just to represent the full history of of hip hop. But overall, I love what they're doing. This is um I think a form of symbolism that we can stand behind a little bit. You know what I mean? And this might be the closest the Grammys have come to actually being on an even playing field.
Right. 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 Given the history of the Grammys and things like that, you know what I mean. I'm, I guess it still is, a form of symbolism. You know what I mean? Trying to, show that hey, we're a little bit different now. But when you look at some of the people that's there and supporting it, it's going to bring, what I mean? It's going to bring people in to want to be part of it. But the whole, the entire, hip hop, 50 years celebration, it's going to be happening, going on all over New York City, and I'm sure there's going to be celebrations all over the country. You know what I mean? In different regions as they celebrate, their brand of hip hop too. You know what I mean? Which is, which is pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? Which is pretty dope. So, there should be, hopefully, concerts and all kinds of things all over the country. Free concerts, obviously, there's going to be some paid concerts, events, museums, and things like that for people to go, check out the exhibits, enjoy themselves, teach their kids about the history of hip hop, and et cetera, et cetera. You know what I mean? So I think that's going to be pretty dope this year.
Yeah, I mean, I had a strange thought. What do you think of a National Hip Hop Day?
That'd be dope.
That would be some real recognition.
That'd be dope.
I
That'd be
doubt
dope.
they would make it a federal holiday, but
Right.
you know,
National Hip Hop Day, but you know what I mean. But then, of course, you'd have Walmart and other places trying to capitalize off of that.
that's
You know what I mean?
that is true.
You
That is
know,
true.
on National
Get
Hip
your
Hop Day, get vinyl albums
That is
or
true.
whatever,
I
whatever.
take it back. I take it back.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah, they'll try to capitalize on that too. You know what I mean? But
And
I think it's pretty dope. You know what I mean? And you gotta just making sure the right people are doing it. You know what I'm saying? And putting on these performances, and the right people are making money off of these performances if money's gonna be made. I mean, I think that's important to it. You know what I mean? But sooner or later, that hip hop museum in the Bronx is gonna be open. You know what I mean? No telling when, but sooner or later that's gonna be open as a place people can go to. I think there's if you go to the Black History Museum in Washington, D.C., the National Museum, there's a nice hip hop exhibit there. As they talk about, black music and black culture, I think there's a nice exhibit there. Um, and there's there's a National Hip Hop Museum in D.C., but it's an unofficial National Hip Hop Museum. It's not like a federal museum. It's a museum that somebody else put together, but it's still pretty dope and it's represented well. You know what I mean? But yeah. See, Jarrell said the sound is coming in clear, but the video is in and out of sync a little. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. My computer started acting funny this morning for some reason. It just started acting funny. You know what I mean? Um, I don't know. I may have to take the video down, fix it, and then put it back up or something like that. You know what I mean? I don't know why it's acting funny. But yeah, I mean, celebrating 50 years of hip hop is dope, man. It's dope. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
I'm looking forward to more of this celebration this this year. Who else does it and does it big?
Yeah, yeah. Who are you asking who else is, or are you just saying commenting who else does it big?
Yeah, just commenting, like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, the Grammys is cool, and salute for them for supporting, but I want to see how we celebrate it. You know what I mean? Who does it the biggest in
I
our,
mean, there need to
you know what
be
I mean,
some.
from within the
Yeah,
culture.
I mean, I don't know if they even allow them anymore, but there needs to be some block parties. I mean, I guess nowadays, if you do block parties, it's going to be government hosted and sponsored block parties, right?
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They're going to, dictate what's happening and what's going down. But, a couple of block parties would be dope, in different places, different cities. You know what I mean? I mean, it should be something that filters down through the cities, though. And
Absolutely.
everybody in their region, celebrate the way that it goes down in their city, in their region, in their town, or whatever it is. You know what I mean? I think that'd be pretty dope. Anything else? What else going on that we want to talk about? I really don't want to get into the Nichols thing right now. I didn't even
I
watch the
mean,
video. I don't want to see it.
nor have I.
You know what I mean? Not only is it, painful that another young brother got beat, but then it's 5 black cops. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't, I didn't want to. I couldn't bring myself to even look at the video. I was like, man, I'm not looking at that. You know
I
what I mean?
mean, what it boils down to is police training, police screening. You know what I mean? Like you got you got to be conscious of who you are giving power to.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that goes all across the board.
Right. Yeah. It was just, you know, they talk about, oh, well, we moved swiftly this time and this and that. Of course they did when there was 5 black cops. And I'm sure a lot of white people was like, oh, this doesn't even pertain to us. It's not even an issue of ours. Although they, although they're the ones who set up and created the entire culture of it. But, you know, it was just too painful for me to watch. And I just opted out of it. Like, I didn't want to deal with this right now. You know what I mean? So I don't even want to dig deep into all of it. Just kind of glancing. I don't want to say I'm glancing over it. Obviously, I see it, but and know about it. But it's not worth my conversations right now. I don't think because nothing's changing. It's still happening. You know what I mean? Just keep finding new ways to do it. You know what I mean? The only, the best thing I could do is, just try to work with kids and work in my community. But I don't want to watch it and really have
My
deep
my
conversations
own
about it.
The only thing I do want to say, I know, like you said, of course they moved swiftly under the circumstances of who it was, and I agree with that. But we can't negate the fact that they did move swiftly.
I dig
You,
it.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like good job for that, and even with the explanation prior to the video being released, which is the reason why I'm like, all right, well, I'm not watching it. Because if they're saying whatever you could imagine is worse than that, yeah, I don't want to see that. You know what I mean? But you got to give them credit for getting them out the force, not having them paid while they're being investigated, you know,
right.
severed the ties immediately. And yeah, I mean, good job on that part. But
I
now
agree
you
with you
got
with
to you
that.
got to do you got to fix from within. You got to figure out who you are giving these jobs to, where they are mentally, where they are, philosophy wise, like all these things. I think you need to dig deep into the psyches of men that and women that you're giving guns to, and giving them power to, do pretty much what they want.
Right. And they, if they're gonna bring it down as swiftly when it's 5 black cops, they gotta do it when it's white cops. Bring get it done this quickly, get it done this swiftly, if that's what you want to say. But uh, yeah, couldn't bring myself to watch it, and I'm not going to watch it. The only other thing I would say is it kind of sickened me the way it was. It was like this big national watch party. And say, oh, at 6 o'clock we're gonna unveil this video. You know what I'm saying? And everyone's watching and waiting for this video to come out. And I was like, the hell is going on? It's crazy. I mean, I know the family wanted it to be revealed to everybody. You know what I mean? But it was just like, it's all over the news stations and all of this. That, yeah, we're going to unveil it at 6 o'clock and it's supposed to be worse than this, worse than Rodney King and da da da. Like a build up to it. Build up the people to watch it, see it. It's crazy. Craziness, man. Crazy business. You know what I mean? Mass shootings continue to plague the nation all over the place. More mass shootings already in the
Again,
year than there are
I was gonna
days
say
in the year.
the same trend as last year,
Yep.
which is part of the reason why I didn't even watch this video or follow the story too much, because like I told you off air, we dealt with this a lot last year. You know what I mean? Especially early in the year. And it became a little overwhelming, and I'm like, I'm not starting this year on that kind of with that kind of energy. You know what I mean? This early, and that's no disrespect to the family or the young man that lost his life, because
Right,
that's a tragedy. But um, yeah, it takes a toll on me personally. You know
right,
what I mean?
right. Nah, I feel you. And the Miami police want to unveil a Black History Month police car. You know what I mean? That's and I know mass shootings is just not. I mean, in the black community, it's done. A lot of times towards black people. You know what I mean? Um, Now, obviously, they count a lot of things as a mass shooting now. You know what I'm saying? If you're shooting in a public place, it's going to be considered a mass shooting, right? If even if it's targeted towards one person but you're around a bunch of people, they may consider that to be a mass shooting, you know? You know, I don't know. The world is crazy, man. The world is just crazy right now. Um, people, not really have any vision of what's happening, what's going on out there. Doing stuff like this police car. Not really understanding the climate. Thinking that thinking that they're doing something to help the climate, which they're just making themselves look foolish.
And Sim, again, I feel like you're being generous by assuming
And you're
that they
right.
had good intentions. You
You're
know what I
right.
mean?
You're
Like,
right.
to
You're
me,
right.
it's part of it. Kind of feels like what goes on with the Balenciagas and the fashion brands, where they act like they don't know what they're doing is not a good
Is
look.
kind of right. Act like it's not condescending or that you're right. You're right. You're right. But ladies and gentlemen, we just want to jump on quick this morning. We trying to be more consistent with it. We might have to do this thing in the mornings because our schedules are both packed. You know what I mean? So we thank you for jumping on with us, and just look forward to us. Continuing to come and have discussions. And if you want to join in, you can call us and give us your point of view. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna head up out of here. I got a basketball game to get to. I got to go visit my new grandson who was just born. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to, get up to the hospital and do that. You know what I mean?
Congrats again.
Appreciate it. Yeah, definitely. Without a doubt. Appreciate that. So I got a lot of things on tap today. Tony, any last things you want to say before we get out of here?
JJP NYC said he tried to call. He got voicemail. We'll
Oh,
get you
snap.
next show, because
Yeah.
I know we getting out of here, but appreciate you tuning in. Shout out to the chat. It's still your blackest time, even on the stoop.
Yeah, no doubt. JPP, I apologize about that. I must have missed it coming up on my phone. I wasn't looking at it. I'm definitely make sure I get you next time. That's my fault. But anyway, I'm up out of here, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you, and be easy. Peace.